I'm Felix, this is Orlando, we're to the Maccabees and we're playing Norwich Arts Centre tonight, which is Britain's best small venue.
We haven't finished the new album yet.
Which is about a year and a half late.
Yeah. And so we'll be in the studio on Christmas Eve and Boxing Day probably. And
but all the other days around it as well, not just Christmas Day and Boxing Day.
But we're getting there, and it will be done soon.
Like 10 of the songs have been recorded, done. The first single's been mixed and all that kind of thing. So we're just doing the last 2 songs really. In January we're going to be recording the last 2 or 3 songs. And that's why this tour we've done has been quite good, because you just have perspective of playing the songs and gauge what feels exciting to actually play. So all things being well, it will actually be done by the end of January.
I think that it feels more self-assured. I feel confident in it. I feel confident singing it. I feel like it's got a really nice mix of all of our different inputs, you know. And that's the thing that takes us the longest to get our head around, is how we accommodate all of those different tastes and all those kinds of things. And I think that actually we're doing that, and so that feels like all the compromise that has to happen to achieve the end product. As long as everyone feels like the end product satisfies people's give and take, then we as a band are achieving what we need to feel comfortable in that, you know.
There was a lot of experiments that didn't make it, and in the end it kind of made sense how the record was going to work. There's much more piano in it, it's much more stripped back, so the guitars are less layered, there's much less vocal layering. It's pretty honest sounding compared to Given to the Wild, definitely. So that's been a big difference, and that kind of sounds like common sense, but it took a long time to get to that point. And having Becca, who's been doing, she's a proper piano player and a great singer as well, so having a female vocal in there just kind of just spins it another way, you know, to how the last song was going.
And Polly on the record, and just having, and percussion, and not being shy of that, and sort of. But I mean, and it sort of seems obvious. I'm sure people know what they're doing with percussion, but we hadn't really ever given it the right kind of amount of thought. And you can really make it work for you, you know.
It's difficult not to put shaker on everything, because shakers just sound good on everything, to my ears. But there's not shaker on everything.
No.
But that was about a month of conversation.
A year of arguing about shakers, you know. What's not to love?